Hello, SEMO, and welcome to Hawk's Nest. I'm your host, Molly Foust, here with Messenger and Tryston Duby. Today, we're going to get a SEMO women's basketball midseason review from Kyler. Then, I'm going to tell you about the track and field Missouri Invitational. Finally, we're going to wrap up with a feature about men's basketball player Luke Almodovar, whose dunk was just reposted by Shaquille O'Neal and Kevin Garnett. All that and more coming up on this week's Hawk's Nest. Starting off, the SEMO women's basketball team is sitting at 8-13 overall this season and holds the 8th seed in the Ohio Valley Conference. Kyler, can you tell us more?
Absolutely, Molly. Now, let's talk about the SEMO women's basketball team so far this season. While the team has not been perfect, they have totally shown improvement as compared to last year. This team has grown, and they're truly thriving in the grind that they are in right now. Through 22 games so far in the season, as Molly said, SEMO is 8-13. In conference play against OVC opponents, the SEMO women's team is 4-8. This puts them 8th out of 11th in the OVC. So in the OVC, the conference that SEMO is in, there's 11 teams. 8 out of 11 make the playoffs. SEMO sitting on that last playoff spot currently. We'll see what happens towards the end of the season. Last year, SEMO finished 10th in the entire OVC. Now they're sitting at 8th. So a 2-spot improvement from last year. It shows that they're growing, and it shows how the SEMO women's have improved from last year. Let's talk specifically about what the team has done this year, though, to improve. First, we're going to have a quote from head coach Molly Palmer, or BP, as the coaches call her. Arrow reporter Matt Fitzgerald interviewed BP, and here's what she had to say about the team so far this year. "We clearly have better players. We are just a better team in general," said Palmer. "Better people, better character, and the whole situation is a lot better, and it definitely starts with getting good people in here." That is what Molly Palmer said about the SEMO roster this year compared to last year's roster. And you gotta love to hear that if you're one of the SEMO women basketball players this year. Your coach has confidence in you, more confidence than she's had in the past, and that's one of the reasons that this team is growing. One of the main players making a difference for SEMO so far this season is graduate senior transfer guard Carmen Taylor. Taylor transferred from Williams Baptist University, which is an NAIA school. She transferred from the NAIA, comes to SEMO in the Division I level, and in her first year is averaging 12.3 points per game so far this season. It's the most for SEMO. And just a little fun fact, Carmen Taylor, who transferred from Williams Baptist, has a twin sister named Charmin Taylor, who also transferred from Williams Baptist University. Just two of the new players for SEMO who have been absolutely star-strutted so far this season. Let's talk about some of the other players. We got Lexi McCauley, senior, graduate senior guard. Lexi McCauley, if you're familiar with McCauley, you should be. She was here last year for SEMO, and she's back again this year. She played with Coach Palmer back at Mineral Area, where they both used to coach and play. Now both come to SEMO, and McCauley has taken on a different role this year than she had in the past. In the past, McCauley was a starter. She started almost every game last year, and so far this season, she's been coming off the bench recently. She's kind of took that 6th woman role, and she's lived up to it. Her and Taylor combined have 24.2 points per game this season. So Lexi McCauley and Carmen Taylor averaging 24.2 points per game for SEMO combined this season. The Redhawks offense ranks in the top half of the OVC. They can score the ball. The problem has been consistently stopping other teams from scoring. SEMO ranks 3rd in scoring defense in the league. It's 3rd worst is what I meant to say. They have the 3rd worst scoring defense in the league, and they turn the ball over more than 16 times per game. Over 16 turnovers a game for SEMO. Not the exact stat that you want to be reading, but they have room to improve. SEMO's paint this year being held down by Kiara Jones and Anaya Williams. Those two kind of sub out for each other. You don't see them on the court too often so far this season. And one of those reasons is that in 22 games so far, SEMO has had 10 different starting lineups. So through 22 games, we have seen 10 different starting lineups. Coach Palmer really seeing what she has this year with some newcomers, really seeing what the team has to offer. Anaya Williams, that center that I mentioned, leads the OVC in blocks. And although she leads the OVC in blocks, she has seen her role diminish towards the end of the season. She started as a starter this year, and in recent games, she has been a healthy scratch. She's coming off the bench now for Kiara Jones and hasn't seen the court in as many minutes as she would like to see. And one of the big reasons for that is foul trouble. It's just foul trouble for SEMO. It's not just Anaya Williams. It's also Kiara Jones, and it's also members of the SEMO team who keep getting in foul trouble. So the defensive side of the ball is where SEMO needs to get more consistent to have a better rest of the season. There's 8 games left in the season, and the math is simple. The Redhawks need to win at home. They need to steal a couple games away, and they just need to finish this season strong, go into the OVC playoffs on a win streak, and hopefully go steal that title as the underdog.
Thanks, Kyler. Now I'm going to switch it up a little bit, and I'll tell you about the track invitational last weekend, where the Redhawks secured 4 event winners. SEMO Track and Field had an exciting day at the Missouri Invitational meet on February 6, highlighted by senior pole vaulter Sullivan Gleason tying the SEMO men's pole vault school record and setting his own personal best. Aero reporter Micah Trulev-Herrick shared the full story on southeastaero.com. Starting off with men's pole vault, Gleason tied the school record at 5.2 meters, marking his own personal best. This led to SEMO taking over the podium for the event, with sophomore Jake Cannon coming in second at 4.9 meters, followed by senior Colin Beers clearing a 4.9 meters for third. In the women's pole vault, senior Clara Billing came in first at 4.1 meters. Then for the men's triple jump, Luke Busateri came in second. Moving on to women's high jump, junior Brianna Dixon won first by clearing 1.75 meters, and she also added a third-place win for women's 60-meter hurdles. For the women's 3,000 meters event, graduate student and distance runner Madeline Gray made her personal best time of 9 minutes and 58.20 seconds and came in first. On the men's side, grad student and distance runner Garrett Dumke came in at 8 minutes 31.99 seconds, securing third place. Senior thrower Trenton Braswell came in third place in the men's weight throw with a distance of 19.61 meters. In the men's pole vault, Conan Harlow took 8th and Luis Shetlick took 9th. Jackson Vitfoot came in 4th in the men's 400 meters, while Jonas Davis and Connie Smith came in 6th and 7th in the men's 60 meters. For the women's 800 meters, Seda Bayor took 9th. Finally, for the 200 meters, Sydney Burdine came in 5th for the women's, and Davis and Smith took 4th and 7th for the men's. Now, finishing up with some distance top 10s. Tyler Anderson placed 6th in the men's mile and set a personal best. Evan Fuller placed 7th. Mark Goldman and Trenton Braswell came in 4th and 5th in the men's shot put. In the women's 3,000 meters, Matea Pearsall took 5th, and Cade McAdams took 7th place for the men's in that event. Finally, Cale Clements, Bayer, Laura Eftink, and Layla Fliega came in 7th for the women's 4x400 meter relay, marking the last event for the day. The Redhawks' next meet will take place in Indianapolis, Indiana, from February 13th to February 14th at the Heartland Invitational. It's a week of victories for the SEMO track and field team this week, but at the end of the day, I really just hope everyone had fun. Next, we'll head back to the basketball court to take an in-depth look at SEMO men's basketball player Luke Almodovar, who was just recently named SEMO Student Athlete of the Week and OVC Newcomer of the Week. Tryston, tell us about Almodovar.
Thank you, Molly. In case you guys have been living under a rock in the sports world, and I don't mean just the SEMO sports world, I mean the entire sports world, junior guard Luke Almodovar for the Redhawks, lighting it up. He's on a tear. In case you guys missed it, that huge dunk he had last week, reposted by Shaquille O'Neal, reposted by Kevin Garnett, 2 big-time NBA basketball players. He's making the most of his first season here at the D1 level, and he's doing it in a huge way. We remember that game against UT Martin a few weeks ago, January 20th. First team in the conference, ranked first in the OVC. 6 3-pointers against that team. Came up huge. Followed that performance with a double-double against Little Rock, stacking impressive game on top of impressive game this season. Those performances pushed Almodovar to an 18 double-digit scoring games this season, including 5 20-plus point outings for Almodovar, which, like you said, Molly, earned him both OVC Newcomer of the Week and SEMO Student Athlete of the Week. Carter Clark, our Aero reporter, got this quote from Almodovar, and I love this. He said, "Anything to help this team win. That's why they brought me here. Whether that's coming off the bench or starting, my goal is to help this team win another championship and make the NCAA tournament." Gotta love that. SEMO hasn't made the tournament in a couple of years. Almodovar has them sitting at second in the OVC right now, looking to get them back to that tournament and compete. Almodovar shooting pretty well from the three-point line this year, shooting 33% from three. He's taken the most three-pointers at this team of 159, but he's made 53 of those, so he's a huge threat from deep. Through 25 games, he's averaging 2 3-pointers a game, so coming up huge behind the arc for the Redhawks. Lethal shooting is not new for Luke Almodovar, though. In high school, senior year, he knocked down 65 threes, and in his past 2 years at St. Francis, he shot 41% from three. So he's taken a bit of a regression in percentage-wise, but he's still in point-wise and production coming up huge. He's a big catalyst for the Redhawks. Head coach Brad Korn says that Luke Almodovar's growth goes just beyond scoring, just beyond playmaking. Said that he is a fantastic defender and his rebounding has gotten a lot better, allowed them to steal some possessions and get more points. Against Little Rock, he had 10 rebounds, and he does it all for his team this year, guys. An area for concern for Almodovar is the technical fouls. We know right now Almodovar has 4 technical fouls, so there's got to be a bit of a cleanup there. Hopefully that doesn't hurt them going in whenever you're in a road environment. The environment is up, energy is up. Almodovar has to be smart, control himself with those technical fouls. Down the stretch, SEMO is going to need Almodovar to be a crucial piece if SEMO hopes to go far in the OVC tournament and possibly farther in the NCAA tournament.
Thanks, Tryston. Well, everyone, that is all we have for this week. To read more stories about SEMO sports, visit southeastarrow.com and be sure to follow us on social media at Southeast Arrow and press the subscribe button down below. Until next time, I'm Molly.
I'm Tryston.
And I'm Kyler.
Have a great week.